Albuquerque, New Mexico! You can have a good time no matter what! Prove it. This is our first ever New Mexico show. And this is
where it begins. I can't begin to know, but then I know it's growing strong.
oh yeah, people dancing already. This guy's going back and forth. Oh, look at it! No music box. Oh, look at this! More! Everybody! Let's go! What are you waiting for? Right now's the moment! Right now's the moment!
Touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good. I'll be fine.
Thank you everybody for being here on a Monday night. Anybody locked in right now? That's important, you gotta lock in. You guys fuck with sheer terror? Alright. Well, this is a song by Sheer Terror we cover of a cover that they cover called Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. Hey, I know there's a lot of moshing going on, but come take this fucking mic, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Give me a hell yeah! Hell yeah! All right. Not yet, no Hoys yet. It's too early for Hoy. There he goes. This guy is more useful than any stagehand in an overproduced fest we've ever played in our life. Do this man's job. Holy shit. See a problem, fix a problem. That's how the community works, right? Alright. That song was about loving people. This song's about beating up Nazis. Let's go, everybody, You got any native kids in the room? Thank you for having us. We played Phoenix, Arizona not that long ago. You guys ever go there?
Long live Shadow! Long live Shadow! You go!
You guys excited for the summertime? Guys excited to skateboard with your friends? Go to shows? Smoke cigarettes outside? Smoke cigarettes inside? Steal from big corporations?
Fuck yeah!
Beat people up you don't like? Alright, I need you to pogo for me. Jump up and down this motherfucker. This song's called Summer Night. Jump! Jump! Everybody! Everybody! Let's go! This song's called Clock Tower Place. Scream it as loud as you can. Right into that fucking camera. I think about you all the time. Every night and every day. my 13th week straight of being sober in my adult life. I've tried plenty of times. Yeah. For the young kids out there. I'll never preach to anybody if you party. I'm just jealous of you because I can't do it anymore. See, the sick happens when I have one beer. I start hearing voices, but not in a schizophrenic way. It's my alter ego going, get a bag. Oh, you guys, maybe it's the same guy. But then I blink my eyes and 5 days later I'm in your kitchen and I just met you. So I can't do that anymore. What I will say though is if anybody's trying to get sober, I tried to do it for a long time on my own and it turns out I've never done anything on my own in my life, I realize. I've always done it with my friends' help, with my family's help. So if you want to get sober, the one thing I do recommend is put your ego to the side and just start talking about it. Because it wasn't until I started talking about it that I was able to do it myself because my friends would help me. Look inside this room. We're all missing puzzle pieces that fell under the couch. We're here to help each other out. That's what we're here for. On that note, we got any straight edge kids in the room? All right, check this out, straight edge kids. We got any drug addicts and alcoholics in the room? That's your future if you start drinking. Anyways, something I realized through doing this speech is that hardcore punk rock music is the only place where straight edge kids, sober people, and drug addicts and alcoholics can come, find some common ground, and influence each other's life in a positive way. So if anything, this is a one-of-a-kind culture to be a part of. This next song goes out to everybody in this room, whether you drink or you don't drink, whether you do blow or you don't do blow. Whatever your choice is your choice. It's your body. This song is called Love Song. Please take a moment. If you came here with somebody that you love, find them in the room and give them a hug. Tell them that you love them right now.
Harry, I love you.
Okay. I know you're super tough.
Harry.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Oh! Feels so nice, doesn't it? Maybe if you're young young, you won't understand what I'm going to say next, but I guarantee some people in this room will, regardless of age. The reason I do that is because most likely there will be a point in your life where you spend a night with somebody and it's one of the best nights of your life. And you wake up the next morning and you're never going to see him again. It's important to tell people that you love them right now, because you might not get a chance again. So thank you for doing that. Anybody in this room chill at home with their friends, their loved ones, and watch videos on YouTube of bands around the world? That's my favorite pastime. It's a universal language. Well, I was adopted at the age of 13, and their family had a son, one son, and he was into hardcore and punk rock music. And through doing that is how I found hardcore and punk rock music. We used to sit in the sunroom and in the living room and watch YouTube videos all the time of big festivals and learn about bands and the lineage of this thing that we all love. It was a beautiful moment in time. Well, not long after that, my adoptive father and mother, God bless their souls, decided for some reason to let us start booking hardcore shows in the basement of that house. Now, we lived in the middle of nowhere. I'm from Ohio originally. It wasn't even big enough to call it a town. It was called the village of Barnesville. It had 2 stoplights. It still has 2 stoplights. And we used to host bands like Zabalba, Bad Trap, Harm's Way, Code Orange Kids. A lot of bands like 18 years ago now, that were big at the time and touring. They would come play our small little town, and we got to know them. In one instance, I got to know a band called Death Before Dishonor. Have you guys ever heard of them? So through meeting them, they convinced me to move to the city of Boston. I did that, and I never looked back. I love this place, and it's ultimately why I'm here in front of you guys right now. This is where the story gets sad, though. My adoptive father, he passed away about 13 weeks ago. His funeral was on April 1st, subsequently. I thought it might be an April Fool's joke. Turns out he's still dead. Gotta laugh through the pain. Unfortunately, the type of humor I have is that if any single person on this stage dies, I'll make a joke about it within 5 minutes. Because that's just how I deal with it. I don't know how else to do it. That being said, my mother was left at home alone. My adopted brother, I moved him up to Boston. It was awesome. A month later, our dad passed away. We went back, and that was the last time I ever got fucked up, was the day of his funeral. It was fucking terrible. It felt so bad. And my mother's at home alone now. So by happenstance, on this tour, at the very beginning of it, we played in between 2 cities as my hometown. And actually, on the day of Mother's Day, we somehow were driving through my mother's hometown. So I was able to deliver her flowers on Mother's Day for the first time ever. Very awesome, especially under those circumstances. So Angel here at Tattoos. And we're chilling at the house, and I'm thinking, I should get her some t-shirts. She's never gotten any of my band's t-shirts. I've been in about fucking 57 bands. And so I'm in the trailer getting her t-shirts, and Angel comes out and he goes, "Yo man, your mom wants to get a tattoo." And I can't leave this bitch anywhere for 10 minutes without her causing trouble. So I'm like, all right, let's go inside. So she got her 3rd ever tattoo while she was blitzing cigarette after cigarette in her kitchen. While she was getting tattooed, party animal, she got her 3rd ever tattoo. It was a Haywire tattoo with mine and my brother's name on it. So here's where the story gets sad again. A couple weeks after that, my brother gave me a phone call, and he said, "Hey man, there's bad news. Mom needs a triple bypass heart surgery." So, obviously, given that, I'm not a fucking doctor. That sounds like she's gonna die, so that's what I thought happened. And I had about a week of just thinking about the last time that I ever saw her. And I came to terms that if that was the last time I ever saw her, that I was okay with it, because it was one of the most beautiful moments that I ever spent with her. But it was hard to rationalize in my head, like, fuck, that's the last time I ever saw her, and I didn't know it. You know what I mean? But I would like to say, about a week later, I got a phone call that her surgery went amazing, and she's doing better than she has in years. She even texted me to say she threw away her cigarette machine. which is unbelievable. I say all that because I spent a lot of time when I was young hoping I was gonna get older. I wanted to fucking have my own apartment. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to have my own car and take myself wherever. And I didn't appreciate the times when we had nothing and we were eating hamburger helpers sitting in the living room watching those fucking YouTube videos about how fucking amazing that was and how when I got older, I wish I was just fucking doing that again. It's hard to realize it at the time, but you have to take a moment and look around you and realize how special this moment is you're in right now because you're never going to get it back. This song is for everybody that you love, and it's for everybody that I love. It's called Always By My Side. Thank you for listening to me. If it wasn't for you, always by my side. For all of our dead friends, scream it as loud as you can with me. For the ones that left us too soon, let's hear it, motherfucker! That is the most important part of my entire day, so thank you for listening to me. Usually I would ask how many people in this room suffer depression, but by the size of everybody's pants, I know it's half of you. Just kidding. I like making that joke a lot. Unfortunately, depression doesn't just suffer metalcore kids in big pants. It gets everybody in this room. Look to your left, look to your right. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what you do for work. It doesn't matter how put together you think someone is, how rich they are. Unfortunately, Depression hits every single person in this room. What I would like to suggest to you is this. If you're having a hard time with it, it's the best way I can describe it, that I found out through experience, is it's like a tea kettle is screaming, and it wants you to take it off the fucking fire. You just have to lift the pot a little bit and talk to somebody, and I promise it'll make you feel a lot fucking better. Nobody in this room wants to see you fucking kill yourself and go to your memorial show. I can tell you that right now. We've got a whole support system in this room. And I know it is tough to bring it up, but I promise once you start, you'll see a major difference. For the ones that tried to kill themselves and didn't, I'm glad you're here in this room with us. Because all the monsters are about to fucking put you through a wall. This is called Like a Train. This guy. This is something I want to point out. For people who suffer depression, this guy doesn't have both of his fucking legs and he's still here doing what he fucking loves doing. That's what the fuck it's about. That takes a lot of fucking work to do that. Give it up for this motherfucker right here. When I say Albuquerque hardcore, you say all day, every day. Albuquerque hardcore! All day, every day! We're Haywire for Boston. Thank you very much.